Hey everyone, this is Ian from Silic Audio, and today I'm going to show you how you can use Metalbox to produce drum sounds reminiscent of Cabaret Voltaire and Throbbing Gristle. For our first example, I've created a loop inspired by the track Bad Self by Cabaret Voltaire. This track is the B-side to their single James Brown from Microphonies, and it sounds a little bit like this. So for the drums, I'm using samples from the Roland 505 as well as the MXR drum computer. Now the thing about these old drum samples is that without any reverb, they tend to sound pretty dry. So I'll get rid of Metalbox and just show you the drums going through a saturator and some compression. So the first thing I did was I added an instance of Metalbox to the snare to give it a gated reverb kind of sound, and that's just there to essentially add some depth. I also added a second instance to this return track that I'm sending my entire drum track through. And this one's just to make it sound a little bit more spacious altogether. And if I fade in the other sounds, here's what it sounds like in context. For the second example, I've created a loop drawing from the track Convincing People from Throbbing Gristle's 20 Jazz Funk Greats. Here's what that sounds like. For the drums, I'm using samples from the Roland CR78, which on its own can sound a little bit small. If I remove the instances of Metalbox and just have it go through the saturator, delay, and compressor, it sounds like this. So it's that classic Kraftwerk-esque pitter-patter type of drum sound. The first thing I did was I added an instance of Metalbox to the kick. Now here, the size is set really low, the decay is pretty high, there is a lot of modulation, and the stability is set a little bit below halfway. And this is basically just adding a flangy, resonant tone to the kick drum. The second instance of Metalbox I added to the entire drum track, and this is really doing all of the heavy lifting. The size is set a little bit higher, the decay is a little bit lower, the stability is at 100%, and then the width is about halfway to add some stereo dimension. If I bring in the other sounds, here's what it sounds like in context. I hope you enjoyed this demonstration, and if you have any questions on how to use Metalbox for sound design, production, or anything else you want to use it for, feel free to comment below. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.